Hello, everyone, and just as I promised, a head coach interview. Caleb Godwin alongside head coach Doug Novak. And, Coach, after a rough start against Auburn Montgomery, you had the last-second buzzer-beater layup, and now this game was a more, I won't say dominant fashion, but a more wider point margin. You were able to take care of business. What does it mean for this bounce-back win after a rough start against Auburn Montgomery?
I don't know if it's a bounce back. Every game has its own story. So just because you flowed one game doesn't mean you're going to be flowing the next game, and there's just so many different variables. So we go into each game knowing that it's a brand new start, and hopefully we learn some lessons from each game, whether we win it or lose it. So, yeah, I was happy with how we played today, especially in the second half. I thought we asserted our identity a little bit better than we did in the first.
Yes, sir. And we just had our player interview with Jordan Gillis. Just talk about Jordan, what she means to this team, and she filled up the stat sheet today and normally does every game. Obviously, some games a little less than others, but even when she's not filling up the stat sheet, she impacts the game in so many ways from that one position.
Yeah, I mean, and she does it. It's very nice that she can do it from the defensive side first. It's a lot of responsibilities. It's a lot of work, but she does it on the defensive side. And then she orchestrates offensively as well. And I thought she did a much better job in the second half. And again, sometimes the shots go in, sometimes they don't. Her two-point shots were fantastic today. She was getting her foot inside the charge circle. She was being physical. And then she happened to make some threes, which she's a very good shooter. That's great. Sometimes those go in, sometimes they don't. But it's all those other things that you may not show up, and she does fill up a stat sheet, but she also fills up championship plays.
There you go.
That really help a team get better and work together.
And that's a key word for you, I think, championship plays, because we talked about that with Cheyenne Trotter last game. Her and Trotter both, and you got Burgess, Woods, Shaw, all these players that just seem to play together there, Coach. And we talked about with Gillis and what she means to the team and filling up the stat sheet today, and just talk about this team, and as they have got out to a 5-1 start, 2-0 in conference play, what this means to you as a coach and this team to get off to this early start in conference play as you hit the road to Alabama.
I mean, our goal is just to play good basketball, and sometimes that results in a win. But each practice, each game, we're looking at the film identically. After a win or a loss, we're trying to play the best basketball that this team can possibly play. And if that means a win, we're really happy about that. And sometimes it doesn't, and we're still competing to play that certain game, that certain style, our standard of play.
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing, we talked about this on the broadcast, is just, and I talked to you last game, is the connectivity of this team when they're playing as a unit, when they're playing as one, and Jordan talked about it. Not only do you see the chemistry on the floor, but you also see it off the floor with their practices. What does this team, as compared to other teams you might have coached in the past, just speak to their chemistry and their way to work together on and off the floor?
Well, there's really good internal leadership inside this team, and so there's a group of them, from a Cheyenne to a Jordan to a Tatum to a Bree, and I can kind of start going down the list. And it was easier earlier on to name who they were, but there's just so many people that have come along for the ride. And so any good team that I've ever been a part of, at some point, I'm going to coach it, of course, and I'm going to put the framework in, but there's a takeover somewhere along the season where it becomes their team. And sometimes teams aren't ready for that, and our job as coaches is to get them ready to take over that team in an internal leadership position.
And that leadership is going to ride you into this next road trip. Be sure on Flow College to watch as the Trojans hit the road to Alabama. Your next game, December 11th. They'll be in Alabama for a 2-game road trip and then be back home for a couple of games right before the Christmas holiday. For now, I'm Caleb Godwin, joined alongside head coach Doug Novak, saying so long, everybody.